At school, on the bus, or on the playground, pretty similar, but there are ways. First, walk into a classroom looking panicked. Yo, the cows are out! Fun kids jump, always. It's pretty hilarious.
Point. We live in the middle of Nowhereville. My evidence? We all know who's driving by our houses by the sounds of the vehicles. Around here, the teachers either taught your parents or are your parents. Anything other than that is fair game.
What do we do around here? Drive around, eat at the same one or two restaurants in every town. Drive around some more, go to the only restaurant that's ever open. Drive Main Street in that town. Drive home. Drive Main Street in your town. Make a bonfire somewhere. Call your friends to see if they want to drive around. Welcome to Clayton County.
You know what? It's cool to date someone not in your school, right? You know why it's cool in small towns, especially around here? We're mostly related. We gotta check out the other schools. You're probably related to 90% of your school and only 30% of the next nearest school.
Town kids have the best sense of compass. Don't believe me? Ask them anything about the town. Gas stations, restaurants, where someone's house is. Your information will be given in north, south, east, and west. And most likely, they'll give you street names. Country and farm kids, first they look at the hills, figure out where the river is, and then you can watch them, literally watch them figure out which way the river is flowing. Now, they are oriented. North and south, you may hear them say,
Never eat squirmy worms!
Or,
Never eat sour wheat!
When trying to divine from east from west, though.
There are a few legitimate reasons to come to school late. If you're ever concerned, just tell your teacher you were stuck behind a tractor on the way in, or a trailer full of market hogs, or a trailer full of steers. They get it.
Rule number one in a county the size of Clayton. If you don't want your siblings, cousins, parents, aunts and uncles, and grandparents knowing about it, don't do it.
The first time I visited here, before I lived here, I came up for a weekend. My memories from then are sort of a blur. I remember I got a tour of all the family farms. All of them. No, really, all of them. I saw the local landmarks. Both of them. I had dinner at a restaurant where one entire wall of the dining room was windows looking over the Mississippi River. I remember it kind of looked like the restaurant was floating over the water. I got a rundown on who was related to whom, and who rented land or houses from whom, and where all the excellent shops used to be, and whose cattle was whose, and who this person was, and when they passed away, and this, and that other thing, and it was a lot to take in all in one go like that. I expect some of my mind fogginess is due to a serious lack of sleep. One thing kept coming up again and again. We have to remember to dip his feet. Well, that's an odd thing to hear. Why were these folks interested, concerned, or otherwise in dipping my feet in? What are they planning to dip my feet in? If your mind is anything like mine, the mind boggles at the possibilities. Mud, hydraulic fluid, corn, soybeans, corn and soybeans, 1 in 9 pints of manure, a pit full of snakes. Chocolate was probably the least icky possibility that entered and left my racing mind. Finally, I had enough sense to ask and learn. We take visitors down to the river and have them dip their feet. It's tradition. Once you do that, you'll always come back. So we took a drive down to the marina. It was a windy day, and it wasn't very warm outside. My host waited in the car while I walked down one of the floating piers. While I was trying to remove my shoes and socks as the dock bobbled up and down, what I realized what was about to happen. 2 heavy footsteps on the pier, 2 small hands planting on my back and shoving me off balance in a direction where there was only one possible result. A moment of feeling like I was floating above the water, wondering if I packed another clean set of clothes. Floating in the air for a long time before the unavoidable plummet into the river they call Old Muddy. Icy fingers reaching me and robbing me of every sliver of warmth, my breath leaving me like an overfilled balloon. Finally planting my feet on the pebbly, muddy bottom while trying to peel free river weeds from my face. Oh, and if you're wondering, river weeds do not taste like chicken. Or so I imagined. I imagine, you see, because none of that happened. It all went through my mind at light speed, but in reality, I was on the dock alone, dry. I finished removing my socks, rolled up my pants, and put my feet into the water. Once I was done, I returned back to the car and was told, "No, you'll always come back." I did. In fact, a few years later, I moved here. Now when people come visit me, I love taking them to dip their feet. Sometimes I tell them my story first, and sometimes I just let them wonder.
Why do cows have hooves instead of feet?
Why?
Because they lack toes.
Why did pig take a bath?
Why?
The farm said hogwash.
Why were the baby strawberries crying?
Why?
Their mom and pa were in jam.
Why should you never tell us you're on a farm?
Why?
Because the potatoes have eyes and the corn has ears.
What did the mommy cow say to the baby cow?
What?
It's past your bedtime.
You know you're from Clayton County when the road hog in front of you on Main Street is a farmer's combine.
You know you're from Clayton County when you leave your jacket on the back of a chair in the cafe and the owner calls you up at home and tells you he grabbed it for you.
You know you're from Clayton County when you don't use turn signals because everybody knows where you're going anyway.
You know you're from Clayton County when no social events can be scheduled when the gym floor is being varnished.
And Mr. Brad's. He is so loud. I don't even know why he always a whistle. He goes for stop and Hill County would hear him.
Yeah, and my sister says his pants are too tight. She says she and her friends used to make bets on which day he split his teeth.
I'm not gonna miss him. Always remember the rope climb and Mr. Brad yelling, "Use your legs, Luke!" I almost fell just from vibrations.
Is the new school a lot bigger?
You don't remember our trip.
She was sick that day.
Flu.
It is bigger. Smells different too.
Kind of like my brother.
He's bigger. Auntie.
Smells different too.
I'll be right back.
Okay, we need to make a plan now.
Like how to all sit in the same seat on the bus, even though Marcy and Mindy Diggleman get on right before us, which leaves a seat next to them. So whoever gets on first has to sit by the twins, and the other two have to sit by Derek when he gets on at the next stop.
Not exactly.
Then what?
Well, I've been talking to my brother about school.
I thought you said your brother didn't really go to school.
No, I said he doesn't go to classes. He hangs out behind the school with Gina.
Gina. My mom says she's that kind of girl. I don't really know what she means by that.
I like Gina mostly. She calls me cute, which is neat, but then my brother punched me in the arm and said, "Don't get any ideas."
Your brother is pretty dumb.
But not this time, this isn't. He said this thing the other day, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Did it have more than 2 syllables?
Will you just listen?
Okay.
When I asked my brother about switching schools, he said that junior high is like Noah's Ark. You gotta find your match before you can get on board.
Huh?
I didn't get it at first either.
Does he think there's gonna be a flooding? Do we all need swim buddies? Brothers, dumb.
But not this time, just listen. He said there are only 2 ways to get respect in junior high. You can either be really, really good at something, or you can get a girlfriend.
Why is this a thing?
Don't you get it? This is big time. This is junior high.
Really?
Really, really.
Okay. I'm good at math, kind of. And we can both skip rocks on the pond 4 times.
I don't think those count.
Then what?
I think we need girlfriends.
Are you out of your spiky-headed mind? We're 12. My dad said if I get married before I'm 25, he'll shoot me. I don't know why he said that, but I believe him.
Look, this is the part of life when you get to junior high. You have to do uncomfortable things.
David, are you serious about this? I mean, girlfriends? Girlfriends?
Girlfriends.
Okay, so who do we make our girlfriends? We could ask Marcy and Mindy. That would also solve the bus seat problem.
Marcy used to beat me up. No, I was thinking somebody else.
Someone else? Who else? It's summer. I don't like 8 girls out of school, and 3 of them are my sisters.
How about Addie?
Addie isn't,
A
but
she?
just barely. She can swim faster than both of us. She can skip rocks. She tells the best ghost stories.
A she?
She's our friend. She's not.
Look, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like a week.
So
Addie's going to be somebody's girlfriend. It should be one of us. Otherwise, it's going to be Derek or Sean.
Sean? Sean eats weird things for quarters at recess. Addie would never be Sean's girlfriend.
John? Other David Colby? It's going to be one of them.
Wait, Derek?
Derek's someone I'm afraid of. My brother says the best way to get a girlfriend is to be kind and mean to them and pretend they're not even there.
Derek does that to everybody.
I know, right?
Derek's gonna have all the girlfriends.
See what I mean? We can't wait about this now. I already wasted a week. We have to do something.
You think Addie already knows about this? I don't think she does.
She does.
No, how do you know?
I kinda told her.
You told her before me?
I said I kinda told her.
What did you tell her?
Just about the Noah's Ark thing, not anything about being my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? What makes you think she's gonna be your girlfriend?
Look, I didn't say she was. I didn't ask her that because it wouldn't be fair to you.
Chicken nod, didn't you?
Yes, my heart froze. I couldn't breathe. My hands got really sweaty and I just froze. I couldn't even look at her.
Wow, that sounds terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It was just weird in kind of a good way.
That is weird. But David, you know, if she's gonna be your girlfriend, you're gonna have to look at her. You know, sometimes.
I know. Wait, did you say she was going to be my girlfriend?
I guess I did.
You're okay with that?
I guess I am. I'm not ready for a girlfriend. I guess I'll just decide to be really good at something instead.
Well, I think it's important that we figure this out now. It'd be unfair to Addie if she had to choose between one of us.
No, I don't want that. So to be you then, Addie is going to be your girlfriend.
Okay, but I'm pretty nervous though.
How are you going to talk to her about
I don't know. I've never told anyone something like this before.
Wait, do you think it's going to be like that time we had to tell your mom we broke that window?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, maybe put it that way. She took it pretty well. It might work.
Maybe I can ask her if I can hold her hand.
Are you crazy? Slow down. She's only been your girlfriend for like 2 minutes.
Well, I don't know what to do.
She's coming back. I've got it.
Go? Where? What?
You don't want me here when you tell her, do you?
I don't know. Here she comes.
Hey, what about going to the, what's wrong?
Nothing.
why we've got all day. I thought we could go to the pond.
Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow's great. Come on, we'll go for a little while, please.
Yeah, we can just go for a little while.
But David!
No, not.
Why?
Why are you guys being weird?
David needs to tell you something.
Are you going to tell me what you two are up to?
Addie, sit down, please.
Are you going to tell me why you two are being weird?
Remember the other day about my brother?
Whenever his name comes up, my mom asks if he's in prison yet.
Not that. About the Noah's Ark thing?
The thing about joining your match
Well, I've been thinking about this for a long time.
for like a week.
Addie, you're my best friend. One of my best, and I really like you.
David, I really like you too, but what?
Addie, can I hold your hand?
Okay,
Addie, will you be my girlfriend?
your girlfriend.
We all said soon we'll be in a new school with new kids and new teachers. And my brother said we have to find our match. And my brother's no. And Addie, I don't want you to be Derek's match. I want you to be my match. And then we can get on board.
David, I really like you too, but David, I want to talk to you and ride the bus with you and swim and joke with you. Maybe I want to hold your hand again someday. But I don't need to be anybody's match to get on board. Derek? Really? David, you've forgotten something. Your brother is an idiot. This year I made honor choir. I got straight A's, almost 1 inch away from the school record in the long jump. David, I'm good at everything. Even if by some miracle your brother is right, I don't need to be anybody's match to get on board. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I will always want to be your friend. Someday I may feel different. Someday I may want a boyfriend. It may even be you. Or it might even be Luke. It'll never be Derek.
She kissed you!
She kissed you too!
I know!
What do we do now?
I feel like she said something important.
I can think about that stuff later.
She kissed me!
Okay, country kids versus farm kids. This one is tough. They may have animals, some even barnyard stock as pets, or something that's for fun. So they may know how to do chores, but they really aren't farm kids. Farm kids have dedicated chore clothes. Seriously, dedicated. Country kids may have a stain or two on their clothes from trying to play with the critters with their school clothes on. No dedicated chore clothes, you know? The other side? They try to announce their way to farm kids level. If a farm kid walks into class looking tired, everyone knows they were either up early or late doing chores. No explanation needed. When a country kid sees this, they have to explain very loudly how exhausting it was to do chores that morning or last night, and how awful their animals behaved, and how much they had to do. Country kids, really? Country kids get the best of both worlds. They get to spend time in town with friends, get to be pretty good at directions, and get to take vacations more than farm kids.
You know you're in Clayton County when there's no place to go that you shouldn't.
You know you're from Clayton County when a night on the town only takes 11 minutes.
You know you're from Clayton County when running from the cops consists of you hiding in the cornfield.
You know you're from Clayton County when you know what 4-H and FFA are, and being the pork queen, beef queen, or dairy princess are all things to put on your resume.
What kind picks no karate?
What?
Pork chops!
What do you call it when a chicken lays an egg on top of a barn?
What?
An egg roll.
What do you call cow with no calf?
What?
Decaffeinated.
What do you call cows with a sense of humor?
What?
Laughing stock.
Why did the farmer win the Nobel Prize?
Why?
Because he's not staging his field.
turkey.
Why?
Because he suspected a foul play.
What do farmers make to make crop circles?
What?
A protractor.
What do you call a sleeping bull?
What?
A bulldozer.
Who tells chicken jokes?
Who?
Comedians.
What do you get when you cross a hot chili pepper, a shovel, and a terrier?
What?
A hot diggity dog.
You know you're from Clayton County when you have to name 6 surrounding towns just to explain to people where you're from.
You know you're from Clayton County when you either went to parties at a pasture, a barn, or in the middle of a dirt road.
You know you're from Clayton County when you said a curse word in school and your parents and pastor know within the hour.
You know you're from Clayton County when you talk about cow tipping or snipe hunting and people ask you how it's done.
How do you tell dairy farm kids and beef farm kids apart? Simple. Yell, duck and cover! Really loud. Beef farm kids knows that's hide behind something because you've got a cow that's really ticked off at you and you need something between you and it. Dairy farm kids just stand there and cover their heads and face. Why? Because a cow walked into the milking parlor ready to douse you in a golden shower.
You know you're from Clayton Ridge when you have to take time out of your school day just to be in or attend the homecoming parade.
You know you're from Clayton County when you draw on your parents' cars and the next week it's filled with new dust from the gravel roads and someone draws something better.
You know you're from Clayton Ridge when you cringe at the words Beckman, Northwind, and Elkader, all for different reasons and all to do with sports.
You know you're from Clayton Ridge when your teachers call you by your siblings' names or remind you that they taught your parents. My name is Anita Jones, youngest daughter of Derek and Patricia Jones of 308 South Market Street, Rocky Point, Iowa. Soon-to-be graduate of Rocky Point Middle School. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm free. This amazing, magical, musical? No, majestic. This also fantastic piece of advertising, this copy of Pikes County Community Trader, there are so many like it, but this one's mine, has provided me with my immortal salvation. Sorry, Nana. Sorry, God. This humble-looking piece of advertising, this black and white listing of garage sales, coupons, and church fundraisers, this 16 pages of glory has provided me with my escape, my liberation, if you will, from a summer of servitude, another summer of craft fairs. I understand if you're a bit confused. I kind of started in the middle. Let me go back. My family moved here last summer, and my dad grew up here, and my grandparents still live here. We moved here just at the end of school, so I had just missed the deadline to sign up for any summer sports. My parents were working all the time, and my sister had just gotten a job at Casey's. I didn't have anything to do, so I just stayed at home, bored all the time. I didn't know anyone. When my family had gone together for the town's 4th of July festival, somewhere between the fireworks and the parade, my poppy asked me, my poppy is my grandpa, Poppy and Nana. Poppy asked, so what are you doing with all your summer free time? My sister said, all she does is just sit around. My Nana said, in that case, you're coming with me. She picked me up the next morning, and for the rest of summer, we went to every craft fairs in the Midwest. It wasn't so bad at first, but let's face it, human beings can only stand to look at so many birdhouses, quilts, and ceramic coffee mugs before we lose our minds. This week at my sister's birthday party, my poppy asked, so, any big summer plans? I tried to laugh it off, but I knew the clock was ticking. I didn't turn 15 until October, so I couldn't get any summer job. And my friend Meg suggested that I got a pool pass. Really? I nearly broke my brain looking for an idea, any idea, and then I saw it, right there in black and white. For sale, one gently used fishing boat with motor, life jackets, and other equipment included. For sale. $30. Must go ASAP. $30? Are you kidding me? Oh no. This has to be a mistake. It says it right here. $30. The trader must have made a mistake. I don't want a pool pass, I want a boat. I want my boat. That's my boat. This sucks. Sorry, Nana. Sorry, God.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cows go.
Cows go moo.
No, cows go moo.
Why did the chicken set off during a game of football?
Why?
It committed a foul.
I used to never be able to get Wi-Fi at my farm till I moved my router to the barn. Now I have a stable connection.
Why is rabbit farming a terrifying profession?
Why?
Every day is a hair-raising experience.
I drove by a farm and saw a sign that said duck eggs. I was contemplating the use of the comma when it hit me. You know you're from Clayton County when it's normal to see someone you know riding through town on a riding lawnmower.
You know you're from Clayton County when everyone who does extracurriculars has to tell their teachers, coaches, and staff what they're all in so they can be split equally among sports, arts, and scholastic activities.
You know you're from Clayton County when driving to the neighbor on a four-wheeler is quite normal.
Okay, how do you tell a town kid from a city kid? Around here, we are town kids. Nothing too special. But city kids, watch them ride bikes. It's speed down the block, to haul really fast, to look both ways, then speed across the street. Town kids, come on. Really? Those were local plates. He lives down the block. He gave us the best candy for Halloween last year. And he stops always to let us cross first. Sheesh, city kids are nuts, man.
Most of the time, when I see him, he's set up on Highway 52 in Guttenberg. He's kicked back in his wooden glider rocker and matching footstool, his big 80s style jam box blaring KCTN, while he gives you a huge smile from between his gray bushy beard and waves like he knows you. I've seen him down at the park in Garnavillo, on the riverfront, and down in Millville. I've seen him and his equipment deployed to watch car cruisers, motorcycle weekends, parades, road races, or for no reason that I can determine. I call him the Wizard because of the beard, and the hat, and the strange sense that I get that regardless of what happens around him, he just seems to be satisfied with taking in the world. I've seen him probably 24 times, but I have no idea who he is. The fact that I don't know him isn't so hard to believe. I don't know that many people around here, and my memory for people isn't great. So even the people I have met, I sometimes don't remember meeting. But the strange thing is, though, after I saw him the third or maybe fourth time, I started asking people who he was. Now, if you think back to my description of a smiley, fuzzy-bearded guy in a rocking chair, just chilling out in random places, I got some weird looks. For a while, I was wondering if I was confusing a dream with reality. One of the first times I saw him, I was on the school bus, and I do sometimes take a little nap to and from school. But then, just as my self-doubt was starting to take hold of me, and in the same week, I both met someone who had also seen the wizard, and saw him in time to point him out to a friend sitting next to me. Just like that, I wasn't dreaming. The wizard was real. I should say at this point, I have no evidence that he's an actual wizard, and when I refer to him like that, even the people who had seen him look at me weird. Have you ever had an inner monologue bounce around in your head for so long that it became so processed and integrated in your mind that when it comes out, it can't possibly make sense to anyone else around you? And they look at you like you're speaking Klingon? Me too. Every day. But back to the wizard. Even the people who had seen him, even the people who had seen him a couple of times, even the people who had seen him enough times to put some thought into it like me, well, maybe not exactly like me, none of them knew who he was. None of them had seen him set up or take down his equipment. No one had a clue. A couple of times, someone who hasn't seen the wizard will pipe up with a theory on who this guy is. But on each of those occasions, someone who has seen him can confirm that the mentioned person was not who they were talking about. I know what you're thinking. Why don't you just go ask the guy yourself? Ask him what's with the setup. Are you really a wizard? Oh, yeah, great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Except I did. Come on, I'm not stupid. Here's the part I've been saving. Here's the real mystery to me, and part of the reason why I call him the wizard. I never see him where I can stop and just talk to him. I see him while I'm on the bus, or on the way to an appointment, or to some other reason that I can't just stop and ask him. And maybe that's for the best. We have plenty of things around here that are easy to understand. Most of us have inner pockets, the answer to just about any question that comes to mind. Maybe it's better that there's some small mystery out there. Maybe it's better that I don't get to meet the wizard. But before you leave here today, let me ask you for one small favor. If you ever get to see him and meet him, ask him for all his wizardly knowledge, tell him about this. Tell him someone found him fascinating enough to write him into a play. And tell him someone out there believes he just might be a wizard.
Buzzwords. Major buzzwords. When you say chores around a town kid, they may huff a little, but they'll get it done. Say chores around a country kid, they'll get it done, but maybe after the next level of their game. Say chores around a farm kid, you'll see hyper-focus so they can get it done, so they can be doing what they want to be doing. Say help around these kids, help in town kids speak means participate with the older kids or adults. Say help in country kids speak means nothing gets done until this task is done. Helping. Farm kids speak, help is not a word to use around these people. When you say help, you might see them pass out. They'll start, their eyes will get really, really big. Then they start looking for an adult. If you make a sudden movement, they jump. It can be pretty hilarious.
My name's Olivia. just started working at the local store. What type of store, you might ask? The only store? Yep, that one. I have two okay parents, one frenemy sister, and two brothers who are servants of entropy. All my siblings are older than me. I go to school, once again at the school. I have a few friends. We like music and pizza and anything that the rest of the school might find a little weird. We all feel like in a few years we're going to flee this place and never look back the moment we touch those diplomas. It might happen. Well, it might happen for some of us. All you really have to do is look around and see that it's not a given that any of us will escape. And if we don't, what then? I'm so tired of this subject. I have this same conversation with myself all the time. It even keeps me up. We talk about it, my friends and I, but rarely does it go any farther than a what-if conversation. Sometimes we talk about the very, very real fear that we may be stuck here. We may grow old and die just like everyone else, so it's easier if we talk about the future like a bunch of kids who just won the lottery. Oh, and I have a boyfriend. I feel like I should be more excited to say this. I mean, everybody at school is like my boyfriend this and my boyfriend that. But I don't have a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend. I don't really know the difference between the two. He's okay. I guess I like him, but he's not like on TV. Anyway, this thing we're doing here, this all kind of started because of him. Well, not exactly, because he was trying to be funny. He tries to be funny a lot. Maybe that's what I like about him. He doesn't really take anything too seriously, or at least he doesn't appear to. Anyway, he said this thing, Shay. Shay said this thing. I don't really remember what we were talking about. I remember we were joking around with some of our friends, and one of them said, just, flippantly, "Am I going crazy?" And Shay, well, he said, "Well, all girls are a little bit crazy." She looked at him, kind of fake ticked off, but then he looked at me and said, "But all boys are a little bit stupid." I don't know why this stupid thing got stuck in my head. Like I said, I don't even remember what we were talking about. But he said all girls are a little bit crazy. My boyfriend thinks all girls are a little bit crazy. He thinks I'm crazy. I'm upset about this, but I'm also upset at being upset when my friends seem to think I shouldn't be upset, and upset that my friends themselves are willing to just let this go without being at least a little upset. So I tried to talk to Shay about it, but I can't talk to him the way I talk to my friends. I don't think he understands at all why this makes me upset, which is understandable, because I guess neither do I. It makes me feel crazy, and it makes me wonder if he feels stupid. I wonder, accidentally, he had a point. Which brings me back around to my birthday. My sister and I, the frenemy one, have this thing where every year we get each other t-shirts for our birthday. Her birthday was last month, and I got her a really good one, but not one that I can tell you about at school, if you know what I mean. Anyway, the one she got me today says this: "May I continue to disappoint the people who place expectations on me without my knowledge or consent." I haven't put it on yet. Not because I don't like it, but because I don't want to wear it out before I have the chance to get a few more. Maybe I'll get one for every day of the week, even weekends. I'm wearing that shirt all over this town. I'm for sure wearing it to church. There are a few church parents who need to see that shirt, if you know what I mean. As for Shay, one of my friends said, "Well, just break up with him if you're so mad." I'm not so mad. I guess I'm just disappointed he didn't meet my expectations. Who's the care now? Maybe what looks like crazy or stupid or mean is all based on our own unset expectations we place on people in our lives we don't know, don't realize, and certainly don't have a chance to consent. Maybe we all need t-shirts. How different would that be?
Kids are at a birthday party. Simple, right? Pretty normal. You want to know how you can tell the kids apart there? If a farm kid has a birthday party, the town kids are really excited to try to help with the chores. And the country kids act like they know what they're doing, even if they have no clue what's going on. If a country kid has a birthday party, the city kids are petting the critters and racing each other along the lane. Because, there just isn't enough room to outright run without having to be polite to the people in town. The farm kids, they're baffled when the country kids say their parents do all the animal chores. And then they sit there and stare like their parents are some sort of robot sent by alien space bats to do chores. If a town kid has a birthday party, all bets are off. The country kids are ready to party like there's no tomorrow. There's more people here than there used to be. if don't let the farm kids. No, you may as well tie the balloon to the farm kids, so you don't lose them wandering off like they're in some sort of daze. And don't let them at the toy stash. They may reorganize everything because they aren't used to having to do nothing.
It is a place where children are turned into grown-ups. It is a place where kids meet death face to face. It is a place outside Aunt Kathy's house. It is a place where young girl must push herself to the outer limits to survive. It is called the Hill.
The hill is 200 tortured feet of hard asphalt. This evil strip of hillside downward so steeply you might swear you could see the end of the wood from the top. Trees lined up at the edge of the black streak to grab and eat children who lose control. But the most scary thing of all is the creek, 100 feet straight down into a ravine filled with hundreds of ugly, slobbering trolls.
Her name is Generally Herbstreit. She has a mom who was terrific, a dad who was terrific, and a brother who is really a troll in disguise.
But none of them matters this week because she's visiting Aunt Kathy all by herself.
She sits next to a tree in Aunt Kathy's front yard, and watches the bugs as they crawl around in the grass.
Suddenly, a noise comes from the dark hiding places of the dreaded hill. It is a troll, looming its ugly head from its evil pit.
It waves its bony hands at Generally Herbstreit, daring her to come join the trolls in the evil ravine.
Generally, Herbstreit replies in the only language trolls understand, and runs to the safety of Aunt Kathy's house.
Aunt Kathy is terrific. Aunt Kathy lets Generally Herbstreit do whatever she wants. Well, almost.
Aunt Kathy even lets Generally Herbstreit ride down the evil hill.
But to ride down the evil hill, you must first prepare for the evil journey.
First, Generally Herbstreit puts on her navy blue racing pants. These pants are faster than other types of pants because of the cosmic love of the color blue being Generally Herbstreit's favorite color.
Then she puts on her racing shirt, which is just as fast.
But most important is the jacket,
Black leather with steel studs.
especially equipped with a turbocharged rocket engine in its front pocket.
It is Jenny Lee. With her jacket in place, Jenny Lee Herbstreit has become world champion, ready to challenge the evil hill.
Her ride is 4 feet of shiny red steel.
Her ride has 3 jet black wheels.
Her ride's pedals are turbocharged for super speed.
It is Jenny Lee Herbstreit's amazing, world champion, super fast, very slick, incredible red tricycle!
She slowly sits upon her graceful vehicle as steel and metal become fused into one.
The transformation is complete. Jenny Lee Herbstreit has become world champion, faster than her brother, super duper tricycle racer.
Girl against nature, the human spirit against the evil of the trolls.
The entire balance of the world lays in her journey.
This evil must be conquered, or the ugly trolls will spread their blasphemous evils across the free world.
There's only one girl who can save the world. Her name is Jenny Lee Herbstreit. Today she stands at the top of the hill, looking down the 200 yards of evil, cold asphalt.
The trolls wait in the shadows of the trees, waiting to ambush the great hero.
The time has come for the descent. Turbo boosters are ready. Machine guns are in place. The jet black wheels are set in motion as she begins her descent.
Generally, Herbstreit's world champion machine. Generally, Herbstreit activates her super fast machine gun and shoots down the ugly trolls with incredible efficiency.
Jenny Lee Herbstreit activates her super fast turbo boosters and reaches incredible speeds. Faster and faster, she races down towards the dreaded stream.
No, this can't be happening.
Jenny Lee Herbstreit's anti-lock brakes suddenly lock.
Her steering wheel jams as an incredibly big troll jumps in front of her.
Jenny Lee Herbstreit Street's high-powered machine gun jams as she plummets helplessly towards the troll.
The troll's ugly hand rear out and slashes the amazing red tricycle.
But wait, Jenny Lee Herman Street makes an amazing maneuver to avoid the troll's deadly hands.
But then the tricycle's balance system fails on the very, very, really steep hill.
Jenny Lee Herman Street screams in terror. No!
The ground and sky suddenly switch places as Jenny Lee Herman Street cartwheels and somersaults across the cold, black asphalt.
The world champion tricycle
Which now sucks because it malfunctioned.
tumbles on top of her, causing her leg to splinter into 1,000 tiny sharks. Helping Kathy, you're going to be roll pizza!
And so this heroic adventure of Jenny Lee Herman Street comes to an end.
She survives the accident, but is forced to spend her summer with an ugly white cast on her leg.
Next summer, Jenny Lee Herman Street's tricycle was totaled and never again will race down the evil hill.
But the injury to Jenny Lee Herman Street is only temporary.
Next summer, she will return to the evil hill.
Next summer, she will succeed.
Next summer, she will slay the terrible trolls of the evil hill.